Hi guys, welcome to Perseverance Software Training Institute. I'm Sai Chiran in this series of Docker. So next we have seen the differences between predefined and customized images. What is a Docker file? Just we have seen what is a Docker file and what it contains, right? So just understand, Docker file is a file where we put our requirements, all right, required instructions or commands, which helps us to build a custom image. Meaning, we write a Docker file, we build a Docker file, we'll get an image out of it. All right, fine. Now, let's see how we develop a Docker file. Okay, so Docker file is a simple text file. As told, it has this format. First is instruction, then is arguments. All right, let me explain you about it, right? So now from is an instruction. All right, so this is our first instruction now. So in from instruction, if you see, this is the argument. All right, what is there? It is highlighting something about base images with a tag, meaning as told before, any customized image also, right? It needs a base image. All right, without base images we cannot create any image from scratch. All right, so we need to use any predefined images from basically Docker. All right, fine, which are available on Docker. Fine. So meaning is, this is the base image on top of which we have our application. All right, fine. All right, so now what happens is, this is the base image. Now the from instruction is something like which helps us to define which base image you need and what is the tag. If you do not define the tag value, it will consider latest. All right, if you want to define the tag value, you can define. All right, this is use of from instruction. Next, right, we have something like run. Run is the instruction to run any commands. All right, like we have something like apt-get, which is a package manager to manage softwares on Linux based operating systems, especially Ubuntu flavor and all. So this command, basically helps to update the package manager. Or you can put something like ls, any command, any Linux command you can put, or any corresponding commands you can put. Okay, perfect. Now we have something like work directory. So what happens is, basically when we write a Docker file and build it, so the default path is under root. This is the root directory, we call this as root directory. Under this, Docker will take us, all right, by default. So if you want to change that, if you want to change the path, you can give work directory. There is work directory, which is an instruction. All right, and you can give any path you need, so that it the image will switch to that particular path. I mean, the instruction will help us to switch to that particular path, right? Yeah. Now we have something like add now. So what is add? Add helps us to basically connect to web, download some files, and place that file in a required directory. So here, if you see, it is connecting to web, HTTPS hypertext transfer protocol, meaning it is connecting to web, on which it is connecting to example.com website. In that, under that, right, we have something like index.html file. It is trying to download that file, and it will place under usr share nginx html. You got it right? Fine, perfect. So now add also helps us for, you know copying or downloading zip files and extract it under any directory. Automatically it will extract. All right, fine. Now so basically the default user, while basically utilizing Dockerfile, it will be root. If you want to change that, you should give this something like user space username. Sorry. So all this, the ones which are highlighted in caps, capital letters, right? They are instructions. The right part after that, right? All this one, right? All this, these are arguments. Okay. All right. Now fine. Now expose is, see, basically if you are exposing an app which will be available on maybe port 80, So this instruction is something like, it does not expose the port, but it is just for information. If you put this or not, it is the same, right? But the thing is to tell, to just highlight, okay, we are utilizing this port for our app, so we can use expose instruction. Okay, fine guys. Now, copy instruction. What is copy? Copy is nothing but we can copy in any data from our source to destination, right? Consider spaces here, we have spaces here, right? Yeah. Now, and these two are very crucial, which is cmd and entry point. I'll tell this, it has a separate topic to explain. I'll tell that in later lectures, because these two are launch time executors, meaning when a container is launched or started, these commands will be executed. So I'll explain you these two in detail, because the rest all are straightforward, but the cmd or entry point or not basically straightforward. I will explain in a later lecture. But for now, just understand what are these two. For example, if this image basically finally, right, it uses Nginx, for example. So maybe CMD or entry point will have an instructions to start Nginx service. If you start only, container will be up and running, right? So that is the use of CMD or entry point. So just for now, understand these two are launch time executors, meaning when you create a container, during container, I mean, when you create a, when you start a when container, or when you launch a container, during that particular point of time, when you start a container or when you launch a container, during that particular point of time, what commands to be executed will be defined within CMD or entry point. Okay, but why two we'll understand these two in detail, don't worry, because others are very straightforward. These two are a bit tricky. All right, fine guys, thank you so much for your time.